everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be building a tiny little Victorian house. This is actually one of the first builds I ever made on this YouTube channel like 3 years ago when I was just kind of trying it out. And I really liked it then, and I think a lot of other people liked it too. But I have a very different computer now with a very different graphics card, so I thought I'd give it a try and update it a bit here. I thought it would be fun to remake it and use a lot of the skills that I've been learning over the past couple years to refine it a bit, maybe do some other colors here. So originally I had done like a yellow house, and this time I wanted to go a little bit more dollhousey. So I chose this muted pastel primary color palette with the pinks and like the light blues, the yellows. I just thought it gave it a really nice, kind of playful, charming feel. I was thinking that, like, I don't know, maybe an old lady would live here, or I don't know, maybe some dolls would live here. I'm thinking back to the first season of Pokemon, like the original one, and they went to that like psychic gym, and that little girl turned everyone into dolls. I was maybe like that, but less scary, because that really freaked me out as a kid. But this is really fun to do. I think I want to do more Victorian houses in the future. I think the turrets especially are super fun. Anything that you put inside those rooms is just charming as heck. And I think the windows really make it come alive. I think for anyone who does art, I feel like it's the equivalent of like adding your true white and like true black detailing in art. Like the windows in The Sims really just make it pop and feel lifelike, I feel like. We're getting to the roofs now, which I think was the hardest part of this build for me. There's a lot of different angles that are odd, and I was trying to get that like molding around the deck to look nice, but it follows the foundation lines and not the roof lines, so it wasn't quite lining up, and I couldn't get the roof to really line up with the the foundation very well. I tried really hard though. In the end, I think I just abandoned it, but I think this is super cute. I'd love to live here. There's enough room here for one sim. Maybe like a nice teacher sim if you have the university expansion pack. I haven't played as a teacher yet. My husband is a teacher, and so are a lot of my friends, and I feel like, I don't know, I've been a little bit disenchanted by it. It seems like a hard job. Thank you, teachers. So roofs are kind of hard for me. As I was saying, it's hard to get these like lines to stop crisscrossing. That's one thing I want to work on more, maybe in the future. But for now, it's not too bad. Man, I know I already said this, but I would just love to live here. I'd love to do anything here. I don't know. This would be like a nice Airbnb maybe. A nice place to perhaps, I don't know, play D&D, but like a really specific kind of campaign. There's a couple like older houses like this in my neighborhood, because I live in a town that's like, I don't know, my house was built in 1890, so there's a few houses that are that age around here, and some of them look like this, but not most of them. I wish there was more stuff like this. I wish people built like this more often now, but I mean, I like the contemporary houses, but there is something very charming about this that I feel like you can't get in a lot of newer houses. I really like the detailing in these houses, so I was trying to add maybe a roof or some kind of roof detail to make it feel a little bit more intricate, but I wasn't having so much luck with that, so I ended up just giving up. Figuring out how to lay out the inside too was kind of tricky because I was trying to make it a small house, and so I didn't want to cheat and just make it bigger. But there's so many weird angles here that I wanted it, I don't know, it didn't quite feel functional with like some of the diagonal walls, but I think I ended up getting an okay balance here. It was tricky, which is why I'm excited to maybe do a bigger version of a house like this. The inside, I wanted to do like the same kind of color palette as the outside to really pull it all together. So I have each room a different pastel primary color. Also, this is the exact moment that I learned that there are ladders in The Sims, and you can use ladders to go up to a second level turret. So I was super excited here. You can't hear me, but if I could turn on the audio when I was actually building, you would hear me just like kind of squealing, but like low key. You know, I'm not much of a squealer in general, but I just think this is so cute. I really want to read up here or something, or just like sit on the computer up here. I think it'd be hard to transport stuff up that ladder, but once you got everything up here, that would be pretty neat. One thing that's kind of bugging me as I'm watching this is it's so dark on the inside of this house, and I'll fix it later, but what I didn't realize is that The Sims wasn't counting these as actual rooms, because I did something weird, I think with the room building tool or the foundation, where it didn't create a ceiling or something, so it will get brighter soon, but for now, it looks like a naturally lit house with no interior lighting. And I love like putting stuff on these shelves too. I think that's maybe the most fun part. I just love the details. I've also been getting really into like picking random little statues and making them bookends recently. I don't know, there's something really fun about kind of picking something absurd and seeing if I can make it look like it belongs there. Maybe one day I'll do like gnomes or something, but there's a lot of stuff that I felt like went into this house. Usually I try not to be too like old-timey grandma-ish with my decorating, although I really do like that kind of vibe sometimes. But for this one, my goal was to really be over the top with that, and I think I succeeded. Oh yeah, that lighting is just superb. I also really liked that blue rooster. I found it when I was trying to decorate upstairs, and I didn't know what to do with it, but I brought it down to the first level so I would remember to use it. And then just doing the same basic curtains everywhere. Oh, just so cozy. I said this in one of my other videos, but I stayed at an alpaca farm as like an Airbnb a couple years ago, and it was in a really small town in Iowa. And when I was there, the people who owned it were telling us about how they literally went to another town and picked up a Victorian house and like towed it to their property, and then we got to walk around this like Victorian house that was just picked up and dropped off somewhere else. I thought that was wild. It was super cool. It looked like it was like built there. But I learned something new that day, that real life is just like The Sims, where you can just pick up houses and move them. I wish it was that easy. You'll notice my Sims window closes every so often because I have that like sticky keys thing on. I have to figure out how to turn it off, but like I always forget to look into it because it's annoying in the moment, and then as soon as I start building again, I think like, oh, I don't care about this anymore, and then I don't think about it until I get it messed up again. But it's not too bad. I love those bathrobes. I think I underestimated the importance of a good bathrobe until a few years ago. I asked for it for my birthday, and I use that thing for everything. Like, I don't know, I keep it by my bed. I don't have a hook, I just keep it on the ground, but I'll pick it up and like stuff it into my bed next to me in the morning to warm it up so that when I get up I can like wrap it around me and it's heated and all of that. I'll use it as a pillow sometimes. Like I'll just sleep on it like a pillow. My friends thought that was absurd. They said I was a cat because I just am sleeping on a robe, but don't knock it till you try it. I think bound up blankets are the best pillows sometimes. I was gonna try to do a double bed in this room. As always, I accidentally made this room too small to do that. So it is a single bed for a single person who does not want to share that bed with anybody else. The person who lives here is happy having a single bed, I think. But they're gonna have to be because there's no room for anything else. Oh, I love knickknacks. I have way too many knickknacks in real life. I don't know what to do with them. Just keep them in a box. Our garage is full of just boxes of decorations and stuff that we don't have anywhere to put yet or ever. That, and I have 2 huge tubs of Beanie Babies and stuffed animals because I can't bring myself to get rid of them. I also have a whole box of Furbies in the basement. A couple boxes of snow globes. A lot of stuff that would, I think, really go well in this house. Just dozens and dozens of Beanie Babies. And maybe some Furbies on the kitchen counter. Oh, there's the rooster. It's time to shine. I was gonna maybe do like a breakfast bar there, but couldn't quite figure out what I wanted to do. I was expecting the inside of this to not take as long as it did. I don't think it's like taking forever, but for how small the space is, I was expecting to just be able to throw stuff in and everything, but because it's so small, I think I had some trouble figuring out how everything fit together. Yeah, that lighting is interesting. I think at this point I still haven't fixed the roof, but for whatever reason there's some light in here, so that's good. It was kind of nice doing this pastel color palette because I don't really use a lot of these versions of the items, like the color versions, like the blue countertops and this like pink wallpaper and everything. I think it's really cute. I always look at it and I think, wow, that would be neat for the right kind of project, and I think this is maybe the right kind of project. Oh, here I go, starting to try to figure out the roofs. I had no idea what was wrong at this point. I accidentally clicked on like the right button to build the ceiling, but I couldn't figure it out the second time, so I was panicking a little bit. But now I know. For those of you who don't know, if you go and like click on the walls of your house and go up a level, it'll have like a yellow border, and if you click on the border you can build the ceiling, which will make it an official room. Even if there's a roof above, The Sims doesn't count it really. I don't know why, that's just how it is. I wish it was different. There we go. Oh, it's so refreshing to have like actual light in this place. trying to think of who else might live here. My brain went to like Tweety Bird's grandma. I don't know her name. Is she just called Granny? I have no idea. Oh, there's a hutch. I feel like a hutch definitely belongs in here. Oh yeah. Yep, here's where the rooster lives forever. It was the perfect spot. You may notice that the screen goes blank sometimes. Here, not like blank, but I stopped moving it. And that's because I was eating pizza and was getting grease all over my keyboard, which is not ideal. Trying to avoid that as much as possible. Yeah, I really like the warmer wood on the floor here. I think it makes it feel more like a house. I think the white floors felt too like, I don't know, it felt kind of weird, like sterile almost, or like there was a coating of sawdust over everything. It just didn't quite feel the way that I wanted it to, but I think we're getting somewhere. I like this little entryway here. I think it's really cute. If I used some of the expansion packs here, there might have been maybe some more like cool retro stuff I could have added, but I just wanted to use the base game. I'm trying to have things on my gallery that like people can download if they just have the base game. Yeah, I really like my expansion packs, but I don't know, it's kind of fun to like have some limits here. What's the phrase? Limit is the home of creativity or something? I have no idea. I think it's close enough. You get the idea. Here's like a nice little like weekly meal plan, I think, on the wall. I don't know what this person would make. My guess is like oatmeal every morning. Maybe some like pork chops with like a mango preserve, cauliflower mash. Or maybe they'll surprise us all and it'll just be pizza every night. Somehow that doesn't fit with this house, but anything can happen. I'm super happy that in The Sims you can like order restaurant food now. I love that it's like just as impractically expensive as it is in real life. I like the authenticity of that. I love feeling guilty when I order Sims food too. I don't know what I was doing here. I'm just going up and down, I guess. Alright, well I think we're getting to the end here. Man, it's crazy how different lighting will really change this. But I think this turned out really nicely. So here's the final product. I love that river going behind with that pink tree in the background. All the knickknacks, I love. There's so much character in this. Like, it's small, but the person who lives here, you can really get their vibe. Again, I think this is my favorite part. The bathroom, it's okay. It's a bathroom. Alright, well thank you everybody for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your day and week, and stay safe. I will talk to you later. Goodbye.